How's everybody doing? This is the hometown historian, John Miller. We're actually going to be going across here on, I guess this is a part of the Appalachian Trail. There's a really cool vista we're going to try to quick do. It is getting a little later. I was going to try to do another video down at the spring down the road, but it's just getting too dark. I haven't ever been there before, so I don't really know the trail that well. But we are going to be heading down over here. This is Route 501 over the mountain. Cliff had actually done a video out here going on 501 Pennsylvania's highways. That's why there's so much noise. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go down the trail and we're going to take you to a really cool vista looking over the valley. Thanks, everybody. Alright, so we're heading across the road here just quick. I'm hoping it's not going to be too dark on the trail. Like, I can clearly see, but I don't know how I'm still using my phone right now until I get a chance to use my camera, just use it out behind my house just to make sure that I know what I'm doing before I go out in the field with it. But this is a cool little path that's right on the top of the mountain. The parking lot, if you're heading over to Pine Grove, it's on the right side, and if you're heading over to like Bethel, it'd be on the left side, and then the trail's on the opposite side. It's easily noticeable. You can see where I crossed the road. Pretty easy trail. The vista's just, there's actually a second vista as well, but we're just going to go to the first vista just simply because it is getting dark and I really don't want to be out here with my balance, and my current abilities for hiking aren't that great. I want to do want to be a little careful on what I attempt to do, because it wouldn't be a good idea to fall out here and be eaten by a bear. Even if you just want to wrestle, I don't want to do that at this stage. Yeah, the only thing that we really have out here in Pennsylvania are black bear, and they're more curious than weird about anything, like where they'd attack you. It's the only time that they get sort of nasty is if say you're feeding them and they get a little too used to human contact. It's not necessarily a mean thing that they're doing, they're not scared of humans. The other circumstance with black bears, is if you get between a mother and her cubs, which is never a good idea because the mothers are very protective of their cubs. So. But you hear people doing stupid things all the time where they think, oh, there's a cub, I'm going to pick it up, it's cute. Not a good idea. This is a place too that Cliff actually showed me quite a long time ago. And like I said, there's down the mountain, there's another cool vista. It's not quite as neat as this one, but it's more of an open field up on top of the mountain here that you can look over, but you can see for miles and miles and miles across the valley. This is, I believe, we're in Berks County right now, just a couple miles north of Bethel and a couple miles south of Pine Grove. Like I said, Cliff had done a video along 501. He does his highway series, highways and byways, and 501's one of them that he did. It was started in Lancaster and then ended up in Pine Grove, just a couple miles north of here. If my camera does drop a little bit, I do apologize, but this is not the cleanest trail going down through here. It does wash out through, so I do have to be a little careful because my foot is a little funky right now and my balance is still not quite what it used to be. That's something I'll always have to sort of live with. So things like this, I had to be careful. I couldn't remember how far it was. I figured this is something that's pretty short trail that I can handle pretty easily. And we're almost there. Probably wasn't the best idea right at this current time period, but I do want to try to do videos that are more than just the cemeteries. Cemeteries are sort of the easiest thing for me to do, just because of most of them are right off the road. You're on flat ground. Usually the ground is rather flat and soft grass, so it's something I can easily handle. And I will admit, I really do enjoy going to cemeteries because there's so much history there. And usually with the churches as well, these were the community centers and pretty exciting stuff. So this is the Vista coming up here. As I said before in other videos, not a big fan of heights, so I'm not going to get real close. Plus with my balance being what it is, I don't really want to screw around with that either, because this would be a bad way for the wandering woodsman to the hometown historian to go out. Thankfully, it seems like they cleaned up a lot of the graffiti, because this is one of those places where they really did a lot of graffiti. But I will just show you this in pan. Just a really neat view. You can just see, like I said, for miles and miles and miles. I mean, you go over, you see the whole way over to the other mountain range. Somewhere down there, I believe over this direction, is I believe is Cliff's old homestead. If you had a good focus on this thing, you could actually see, but you can see just everything. It's a really just a beautiful short hike to go see a really neat vista. You see down the hill. Would not be a fun fall. You wouldn't stop for quite a while. A lot of bouncing, and if you're not a bumble, I wouldn't recommend it. But that is this cool vista. This is just another short video that I'm doing. A number of short videos right now just because of where I'm at physically and what I can handle, and trying to keep up content on the channel. But I'm trying to find some neat things like Dinosaur Rock and some of these different sort of cool old cemeteries I just sort of happened upon. Did one on the Lick Memorials earlier today. I think there's some cool things to see, some cool local history. So with that, I am going to stop. Here's some other hikers coming up, and we will see you next time about town.